Hello, English learner. Welcome back to English Speaking and Listening Club. I am so happy you are here with me today. Right now, in this very moment, you have chosen to invest time in yourself to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. And I want you to know that this choice matters. This choice is important. This choice shows that you value yourself and your future. Today, we are going to talk about something that many people do not want to hear. Today, we are going to talk about a truth that might make you uncomfortable, but this truth is necessary. This truth can set you free. This truth can transform not just your English learning journey but your entire life. Today, we are going to talk about the dark truth about being too nice. Let me say that again because I want these words to sink deep into your mind and heart. The dark truth about being too nice. Now, before you misunderstand, let me be very clear about what I mean. I am not telling you to be rude. I am not telling you to be cruel. I am not telling you to stop caring about people. Kindness is beautiful. Compassion is powerful. Helping others is important. But there is a difference between being kind and being too nice. There is a difference between being compassionate and being a doormat. There is a difference between helping others and letting them take advantage of you. And today, I want to help you understand this difference because it is destroying your confidence, your time, your energy, and your progress in English. Think about your life right now. How many times have you said yes when you wanted to say no? How many times have you helped someone even though you were tired and needed rest? How many times have you put other people's needs before your own goals? How many times have you stayed silent when someone disrespected you because you did not want to create conflict? How many times have you smiled and pretended everything was okay when inside you felt hurt, used, or taken for granted? If you have done these things many times, if these patterns feel familiar, then you are suffering from being too nice. And this pattern is quietly destroying your life. Being too nice sounds like a good thing. Society tells us that nice people are good people. Society tells us that we should always be polite, always be agreeable, always avoid conflict, always make others comfortable. But society does not tell you the price you pay for being too nice. Society does not tell you what happens to your soul when you constantly sacrifice yourself for others. Society does not tell you that being too nice makes people lose respect for you. Society does not tell you that being too nice attracts users, manipulators, and people who will drain your energy without giving anything back. Let me tell you what happens when you are too nice. First, people do not value you. They do not value your time. They do not value your help. They do not value your presence. Why? Because you give it too freely. You give it without boundaries. You give it without conditions. And human nature is strange. When something is always available, when something costs nothing, people assume it has no value. Think about free water. You can drink it any time. You waste it without thinking. But if you are in a desert and water costs money, suddenly every drop becomes precious. The same is true with your kindness, your time, and your energy. When you are always available, always helping, always saying yes, people take you for granted. They assume you will always be there. They assume you have nothing better to do. They assume your time is not valuable. And slowly they stop appreciating you. They stop thanking you. They stop respecting you. They start expecting your help as if it is their right, not your choice. And when one day you cannot help, when one day you say no, they get angry. They get upset. They call you selfish. Because you have trained them to see you as a servant, not as an equal. Second, being too nice destroys your self-respect. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, you betray yourself. Every time you help someone when you need help yourself, you abandon yourself. Every time you stay silent when you should speak up, you disrespect yourself. And these small betrayals add up. Day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, you lose respect for yourself. You start to feel weak. You start to feel like a victim. You start to resent other people for using you, but the truth is you allowed it. You taught them how to treat you, and this creates a terrible cycle. You feel bad about yourself, so you try to be even nicer to get validation, but being nicer makes people respect you less, which makes you feel worse, and the cycle continues. Third, being too nice prevents you from achieving your goals. Why? Because you are spending all your time and energy on other people's priorities instead of your own. You want to practice English every day, but your friend calls and talks for 2 hours about their problems, and you listen because you are too nice to say you are busy. You want to study, but your colleague asks you to help with their work, and you say yes because you do not want to seem unhelpful. You want to rest, but your family asks you to do something, and you do it because you do not want to disappoint them. Day after day, you sacrifice your goals for other people's needs, and years pass, and you are still in the same place, still wanting to speak English fluently, still planning to achieve your dreams, still too nice to prioritize yourself. Fourth, being too nice attracts the wrong people. Kind, respectful people appreciate kindness, but they also respect boundaries. They do not want to burden you. They do not want to take advantage of you. But users, manipulators, and selfish people love overly nice people. They see you as easy. They see you as someone they can use. They see you as someone who will never say no, so they come into your life. They take your time. They take your energy. They take your help, and they give nothing back. And because you are too nice, you let them stay. You make excuses for them. You tell yourself they will change. You tell yourself you are helping them, but you are not helping them. You are enabling them, and you are hurting yourself. Now let me connect this to your English learning journey specifically. Being too nice is killing your English progress in several ways. First, you are too nice to yourself about practice. You tell yourself, I am too tired today, so I will practice tomorrow. You tell yourself, I do not feel motivated today, so I will skip practice. You tell yourself, I worked hard today, so I deserve a break. You are being too nice, too soft, too gentle with yourself. And this niceness is disguised as self-care, but it is actually self-sabotage. Real self-care is doing what is good for you long-term, not what feels comfortable right now. Real self-care is keeping promises to yourself. Real self-care is discipline. Second, you are too nice to people who waste your time. You say yes to conversations that do not serve you. You say yes to activities that do not help you grow. You say yes to requests that steal time from your English practice. And you cannot say no because you are too nice. You do not want to hurt anyone's feeling. You do not want anyone to think you are selfish, so you sacrifice your practice time, you sacrifice your study time, you sacrifice your growth, and years pass with minimal progress. Third, you are too nice when you speak English. You apologize constantly. You say sorry for my bad English before you even start speaking. You minimize yourself. You make yourself small. You are too nice to take up space in a conversation. You are too nice to speak with confidence. You are too nice to make mistakes without apologizing. This excessive niceness makes you appear weak. It makes people focus on your apologies instead of your message. It makes you blend into the background. And it prevents you from developing the bold, confident speaking style that fluency requires. Let me tell you about a woman named Amara. Amara was from Nigeria. She was one of the kindest, most generous people you could ever meet. She was always helping others, always available, always saying yes. At work, her colleagues would ask her to do their tasks and she would do them. At home, her family would ask her to handle everything and she would. With friends, she was the one who always listened, always gave advice, always supported, but rarely received the same in return. Amara wanted to improve her English speaking skills because she wanted a promotion at work, but she never had time to practice. Why? Because she was too busy being nice to everyone else. Every evening, Amara would plan to practice English, but then her sister would call and talk for an hour. Amara would listen because she was too nice to say she was busy. Then her colleague would message asking for help with a report. Amara would help because she was too nice to say no. Then her friend would ask her to come over. Amara would go because she was too nice to disappoint anyone, and her English practice never happened. This continued for 3 years, 3 years of wanting to improve. 3 years of being too nice to prioritize herself, 3 years of no progress. Then something happened that changed Amara's life. A promotion opportunity came at her work. It was her dream position, but it required presenting in English to senior management. Amara applied. She prepared as much as she could in the few days before the presentation, but when the day came, she was not ready. Her English was not confident. She apologized multiple times during her presentation. She spoke softly. She minimized her ideas. She was too nice even in this critical moment. And she did not get the promotion. It went to someone else, someone less qualified but more confident, someone who was not too nice. Amara was heartbroken. She cried for days, and then she had a realization. She realized that being too nice had cost her this opportunity. Being too nice had prevented her from practicing. Being too nice had made her apologize for herself. Being too nice had made her small when she needed to be powerful. And Amara decided that day that she would never let being too nice destroy her opportunities again. She decided to change, not to become mean, not to become selfish, but to become balanced. To become someone who could be kind but also firm, someone who could help others but also help herself, someone who could say no without guilt. Mara started setting boundaries. She told her sister, I love you but I can only talk for 30 minutes because I need to practice English. She told her colleagues, I cannot help you with your work today because I have my own priorities. She told her friends, I cannot come over tonight because I am investing in my goals. At first people were surprised, some were upset, some called her selfish, some said she had changed, and Amara felt guilty. The voice in her head said, you are being mean. You are being selfish, you are hurting people. But Amara pushed through the guilt. She kept her boundaries. She protected her practice time, and she practiced English every single day for 1 hour, no exceptions, no excuses. Something interesting happened. The people who truly cared about Amara understood. They respected her boundaries, they supported her goals, and the people who got angry, who called her selfish, who stopped talking to her, they revealed themselves as users. They only valued her when she was serving them. They did not actually care about her, and losing these people was not a loss, it was freedom. Amara's life became lighter. She had more time, more energy, more focus, and her English improved rapidly. 6 months later, another promotion opportunity came. This time Amara was ready. She had practiced every day. She had built confidence. She presented in English powerfully. She did not apologize. She did not minimize herself. She spoke with authority. She took up space, and she got the promotion. Today Amara has the career she dreamed of. She earns more money. She has more respect. And she credits it all to one decision: stopping being too nice, learning to set boundaries, learning to prioritize herself, learning to say no. This can be your story too, but you must make a choice. You must decide that your goals matter. You must decide that your time is valuable. You must decide that being kind does not mean being weak. You must learn the difference between kindness and niceness. Kindness comes from strength. Kindness is choosing to be generous when you have the power to say no. Niceness comes from fear. Niceness is saying yes because you are afraid of conflict, afraid of disappointing people, afraid of being disliked. So how do you stop being too nice? How do you find balance? Let me give you practical steps. First, start saying no. This is the most important skill you need to learn. Practice saying no in small situations first. When someone asks you to do something that does not serve you, say no. You do not need to explain extensively. You do not need to apologize. You can simply say, I cannot do that, or that does not work for me, or I have other priorities. Practice this. Say it out loud right now. Say, no, I cannot do that. Feel how it sounds. Feel how it feels. Get comfortable with this word. This word is your shield. This word protects your time, your energy, and your goals. Second, stop apologizing for yourself. Stop saying sorry for my bad English. Stop saying sorry for bothering you. Stop saying sorry when you have done nothing wrong. Apologies should be rare and meaningful. When you apologize constantly, your apologies lose value. People stop taking them seriously, and you appear weak. Instead of apologizing, say thank you. Instead of sorry for my bad English, say thank you for your patience. Instead of sorry for bothering you, say thank you for your time. This small shift changes everything. It shifts you from a position of weakness to a position of gratitude and strength. Third, prioritize yourself without guilt. Your goals matter, your dreams matter, your practice time matters. You are not selfish for protecting these things. You are wise, you are strategic. You are building your future. Every successful person prioritizes themselves. Every fluent English speaker prioritizes practice time over pleasing people. You must do the same. When you choose to practice English instead of helping someone with something they can do themselves, you are not being mean. You are being responsible to your future self. Fourth, let people be disappointed. This is hard but necessary. You cannot control how people feel. You cannot make everyone happy. Some people will be upset when you set boundaries. Some people will be disappointed when you say no. Let them. Their disappointment is not your responsibility. Their feelings are not your burden. You are not responsible for managing other people's emotions. You are responsible for managing your own life. Let people be disappointed. Let people be upset. The right people will understand. The wrong people will leave, and that is okay. Fifth, surround yourself with people who respect boundaries. Pay attention to how people respond when you set a boundary. Do they respect it? Do they understand? Do they support your goals, or do they guilt trip you? Do they manipulate you? Do they call you selfish? The people who respect your boundaries are your people. Keep them close. The people who attack your boundaries are not your people. Distance yourself from them. You deserve relationships where respect flows both ways. Where you can be kind without being taken advantage of. Where you can say no without being punished. Sixth, practice being assertive in English. Assertiveness is the balance between being too nice and being aggressive. Assertiveness means expressing your thoughts, needs, and boundaries clearly and respectfully. When you speak English, practice being direct. Practice stating your opinion without excessive hedging. Instead of saying, maybe, I think, possibly, if you do not mind, I might suggest, just say, I think we should do this. Instead of, sorry, I am not sure, but could you maybe possibly help me? Say, can you help me with this? Direct, clear, confident. This is how powerful people speak. This is how respected people speak. Let me tell you about another person. His name was Kenji from Japan. Kenji was extremely polite. Japanese culture values politeness highly, and Kenji embodied this. He was always bowing, always apologizing, always deferring to others. When Kenji moved to the United States for work, he brought this extreme politeness with him. In meetings, he would say, I am very sorry to interrupt, but if I may humbly suggest, perhaps we could possibly consider maybe trying this approach if that is okay with everyone. People did not listen to him. They talked over him. They ignored his ideas, not because his ideas were bad, but because his delivery was too nice, too soft, too apologetic. Kenji's manager gave him feedback. The manager said, Kenji, your ideas are excellent, but nobody hears them because you apologize for existing. You need to stop being so nice. You need to be more assertive. In American business culture, confidence is respected. Excessive politeness is seen as weakness. You do not need to be rude, but you need to be direct. This feedback shocked Kenji. It went against everything he had been taught, but Kenji decided to try. He started practicing assertive English. He removed apologies from his speech. He stated his opinions directly. Instead of, I am sorry, but maybe we could consider, he said, we should do this because of these reasons. Instead of asking permission to speak, he just spoke. Instead of bowing and deferring, he stood tall and made eye contact. It felt uncomfortable at first. It felt rude to him, but he continued, and something amazing happened. People started listening to him. People started respecting his ideas. People started seeing him as a leader. Within 1 year, Kenji was promoted to a management position, not because he became mean, but because he stopped being too nice. He found the balance. This balance is what I want for you. I want you to be kind but not weak. I want you to be compassionate but not a doormat. I want you to help others but not at the expense of yourself. I want you to speak English confidently without apology. I want you to take up space without guilt. I want you to say no without fear. I want you to prioritize your goals without shame. This is not selfish. This is healthy. This is necessary. This is what will transform your English and your life. Now let me address something important. You might be thinking, but in my culture saying no is rude. In my culture we must always help family. In my culture being direct is offensive. I understand, culture matters, context matters, but I want you to think about this carefully. Is your culture helping you achieve your goals? Is your cultural conditioning serving your dreams? Or is it keeping you stuck? You can respect your culture and still set boundaries. You can honor your values and still prioritize yourself. You can be culturally appropriate and still say no. It is about finding the balance that works for your context. But make no mistake, if you never set boundaries, if you never say no, if you are always too nice, you will never achieve your goals. This is true in every culture. Let me also address guilt. When you start setting boundaries, when you start saying no, you will feel guilty. This is normal. This is expected. You have been conditioned to please others. You have been trained to sacrifice yourself. Breaking this conditioning feels wrong at first. Your mind will tell you that you are being selfish. Your mind will tell you that you are hurting people. Your mind will tell you to go back to being nice. But push through this guilt, sit with it, feel it, acknowledge it, and then act anyway. Keep your boundaries, say no anyway, prioritize yourself anyway. Over time, the guilt will fade, and it will be replaced by something much better: self-respect. Here is the truth that nobody tells you. People will respect you more when you respect yourself. People will value you more when you value your own time. People will treat you better when you show them how you deserve to be treated. Being too nice teaches people that you are easy to use. Setting boundaries teaches people that you are valuable. Which message do you want to send? Think about the people you respect most. Are they people who say yes to everything? Are they people who apologize constantly? Are they people who have no boundaries? No, the people you respect are probably people who know their worth, people who protect their time, people who can say no, people who are kind but firm, people who help others but also help themselves. These are the people who achieve great things. These are the people who speak confidently. These are the people who command respect. You can be this person, but you must stop being too nice. Let me give you a challenge. For the next 7 days, practice not being too nice. This does not mean be rude. This means set one boundary each day. Say no to one thing that does not serve you. Stop apologizing for one thing you do not need to apologize for. Speak one opinion directly without excessive hedging. Prioritize your English practice time over someone's request for help. Do this for 7 days. Track it. Write it down. Notice how it feels. Notice how people respond. I promise you, most people will respect you more, not less. And the people who respect you less were never really respecting you anyway. They were using you. Also, practice assertive English daily. Stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say these sentences with confidence. No, I cannot do that. I disagree with that idea. I need you to respect my time. I am not available right now. That does not work for me. Say them without apologizing. Say them without smiling nervously. Say them with a calm, firm tone. This practice will train your mouth, your brain, and your confidence. This practice will prepare you for real situations where you need to set boundaries in English. Remember, fluency is not just about grammar and vocabulary. Fluency is about confidence. Fluency is about presence. Fluency is about taking up space without apology. When you stop being too nice, when you start respecting yourself, when you start setting boundaries, your entire energy changes. You walk differently, you talk differently, you enter a room differently. People feel this energy. People respond to this energy. And suddenly, your English improves not because you learned new words, but because you learned new confidence. The dark truth about being too nice is that it destroys you slowly. It destroys your time, it destroys your energy, it destroys your goals, it destroys your self-respect, it destroys your confidence, it keeps you small, silent, and stuck. And the people you are being nice to, most of them do not even appreciate it, most of them take it for granted, most of them would respect you more if you respected yourself. So stop being too nice, start being kind but firm. Start being compassionate but boundaried, start being helpful but not self-sacrificing. Start being you fully, confidently, unapologetically. Your English fluency is waiting on the other side of this transformation. Your confidence is waiting, your success is waiting, your respect is waiting, but you must choose it, you must claim it, you must stop being too nice and start being powerful, not mean, not cruel, but powerful, powerful enough to say no, powerful enough to prioritize yourself, powerful enough to speak without apology, powerful enough to take up space, powerful enough to achieve your dreams. I believe you can do this, I believe you have this power inside you. It has been buried under years of conditioning, years of being told to be nice, years of sacrificing yourself. But it is there, dig for it, find it, bring it to the surface, let it guide your decisions, let it protect your time, let it fuel your practice, let it build your fluency. You deserve this, you are worth this, your goals matter, your dreams matter, you matter. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for listening to this difficult but necessary truth. Now take this truth and use it. Stop being too nice, set boundaries, say no, prioritize yourself, practice English with confidence, speak without apology, take up space, build your future. And if this message resonated with you, if it opened your eyes, if it gave you courage, please like this video and subscribe to English Speaking and Listening Club. Join this community of learners who are choosing strength over weakness, boundaries over doormat behavior, confidence over apology. Now go practice being less nice and more powerful. Practice saying no, practice setting boundaries, practice speaking English assertively. Right now out loud say, I respect myself, I value my time, I prioritize my goals, I speak with confidence, I am not too nice, I am powerful. Say it, feel it, believe it, and watch everything in your life begin to change. Starting now, go.